Hey everyone, it's me, Sarah. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are doing an intermediate level flow to strengthen and lengthen. So let's get started in child's pose. And bringing our arms forward, sinking our hips back. Beginning to breathe into the shoulders and hips. And allowing ourselves to ground on our yoga mat today. Beginning to take some full, deep breaths in and out. And I invite you to bring the hands to touch. So still overhead, go ahead and let the thumbs come up and the pinky's edge of the hand come towards the mat. Do a little variation. And if you have an intention for your practice today, just placing it between the palms, or maybe you're offering up a little prayer here. We'll take one more deep breath to seal that intention. Breathing in and exhaling out. Beautiful. Taking your time to come onto all fours and just warming up with some rounds of cat and cow. So inhale to lift the heart and exhale, round through. Warming up into those shoulders and those hips. Lengthening the whole spine. And feeling those back muscles and those core muscles begin to wake up a little bit. Beautiful. Coming back to neutral, we're going to drop our elbows where our hands are, bringing the forearms parallel to each other, and walk our knees back a little bit so that we can begin to melt the heart down for puppy pose, getting a little bit more length in the spine, opening up a little more into those shoulders and hip creases, beginning to breathe a little bit deeper. Trying to keep the forearms parallel to each other. Big opening in the front of the shoulders. One more breath, feeling that the ribs and the hips are lengthening away from each other. Good, and we'll slowly press ourselves up. Come back into a neutral spine and we'll meet in plank pose. And in our first plank pose, I really want you to think of the crown of the head lengthening to the front of the mat as the shoulders draw away from the ears and the heels are reaching back and the front of the core is engaged. So we're really finding both length and strength in this plank. You might be feeling it already. And then we're going to imagine the right leg could lengthen even more, and we're going to point those toes off and lift that leg up. Big inhale here. Exhale, knee draws in. Inhale out. Exhale in. Two more. Good. Step that leg all the way up. You can use the right hand to help you there. And go ahead and drop that back knee for your low lunge. Maybe you come up onto the fingertips. Inhale to pull your heart forward. Begin to open up through the hips and the hip flexors. Good. Press into that right foot. We're going to bring the arms up. And then find any variation that you like with the arms here. So maybe you stay with your arms up. If you want to take a goddess, go for it, or hands to prayer, or maybe you interlace your hands behind the back. Just take a moment, whichever variation you like, whichever is your favorite here. Take one more breath. Releasing the hands down, tuck the back toes. Let's come into downward facing dog, pedaling out the feet for our first downward dog, lifting those hips away from the hands. So we're finding length in our downward dog from our fingertips through our shoulders and spine and out through the tailbone, lifting high on the diagonal. Inhale, we're going to ripple forward to our plank. And exhale, just feel that long line here. Good. Inhale, the left leg lengthens so much that we have to lift it off. And feel those shoulders still plugging down so we're not going to crunch them out as we exhale, knead in. Inhale out, exhale in. 2 more. Use your breath. Good. Step it up. Low lunge, drop the back knee, beginning with the fingertips down, roll those shoulders back. Good. Inhale to sweep the arms up. And find whatever variation you'd like on this side with the arms. It can be different or the same. Imagine that you could lift the rib cage away from the hips. So we're really going to find length in the torso when we do that. One more breath in. Exhale to plant the hands. Make your way into downward facing dog again. Taking any movement. This time you might check in with the feet, with the hands, maybe with the head and neck. And inhale, we're going to come onto the balls of the feet, so lifting the heels. Feel that scoop through the low belly. And we're going to begin to tiptoe up to our hands, feeling that nice scoop in the low belly. Try to keep yourself on your tiptoes for as long as you can, and then once you have to bend the knees and plant the heels down, go for it. Coming into your ragdoll fold. Feel free to sway side to side. Shake the head yes and no. Finding length in the back body. Maybe some traction in the back of the neck, the low back. One more inhale here. Exhale to ground through the feet, root down to roll all the way up to stand. We'll meet in Tadasana. Good. Spread the toes wide. Press through all sides of the feet. And we're going to begin to flow. So inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, bend your elbows today as you fold forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Hands can come to shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise all the way back up. Hands kiss together. And exhale, we're going to go right back down, bending the elbows, coming through those goddess arms. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, lift your heart as you wave it down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Really press into those feet. Exhale to fold. One more. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, folding forward. Go with your own breath. Inhale, find length. Exhale to fold. This time we're going to begin to bend the knees deeply. Shift your weight back into your heels and sweep the arms forward to chair pose, Utkatasana, with just your arms like you're holding a big weight here. Imagine you have one of those big, I don't know, the ones they have at the gym. And we're going to inhale here. Exhale, bend the left elbow, begin to pull back, reaching back. Sweep the fingertips down, inhale back to center. Exhale, right arm reaches back, Little twist. Inhale, reach back to center. Keep strengthening through the legs. Opening up through the front of the pecs. Twisting it out. As we sink the hips down, one more each side. Good. If your feet aren't together, go ahead and bring the big toes to touch. Hands come to prayer, and the right elbow finds the outer left thigh. So we come into our prayer twisted chair here. See if you can find length from the right rib cage to the right hip. One more breath. Inhale through center. Exhale up and over, other way. Press the palms together to revolve your heart around. If your legs are starting to burn, you're not alone. Just focus on that spiral in the upper body. Good. Inhale through center. And exhale. We're going to sink our hips back even farther. You can use the floor to help you. Come all the way onto the hips for a boat pose. So try to make that as graceful as possible. We're coming, and if it wasn't graceful, that's okay. We're coming into Navasana boat pose. Feel the shoulders plug in and down. Good, you can stay here, feeling the core turn on, or bring the knees wide. Reach for the big toes with the two-piece fingers. And maybe you stay here, using the pull of the hands to kind of plug those shoulders down. Or maybe you begin to extend the legs up. If they made it there, you might inhale to open. Exhale, bring together. If you fall, that's okay. It's kind of just this little test for the low abs. So inhale to open. Exhale, bring it together. Let's take one more, whatever variation you chose. Good, then everyone bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to touch. Nice little butterfly here, finding length in the spine. Good, relax the shoulders down and just let the left ear fall towards the left shoulder. Open up through the right side of the neck. Good, chin rolls to chest and right ear towards the right shoulder. Little neck stretch. Good, chin rolls to chest, and then let the crown of your head melt down towards your feet. Breathe into the stretch. Inhaling to come back up. Hands come to the outer thighs. Let your knees come up. Plant your feet hip width distance. Plant your hands back behind you. Roll the shoulders down. Press into the feet, lifting the hips, reverse tabletop. Good, big opening in the fronts of the shoulders. Beginning to turn on those glutes a little bit more. If you want to relax your head back, you can. Just be mindful. If there's any pinching, go ahead and keep looking up and forward. Imagine your knees are pulling towards the front of the mat. Your shoulders are plugging down. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Good. Let the knees windshield wiper side to side. A little bit. And then whichever feels more comfortable for you, you can cross at the ankles or swing your legs around. We'll just meet in downward facing dog whenever you're ready. Beautiful. Let's ripple forward to plank. Take our first flow. Exhale, lower to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back to downward dog. Beautiful. Inhale, look forward and make your way up to forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, take some more of those half sun salutations. Flow it down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise back up. Elbows bend as we fold forward. One more. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise back up. Feel those hamstrings start to turn on. Exhale, this time we're going to bend the elbows, come back into our chair, and interlace the hands behind us. Good. Pull those knuckles down diagonally back, just like your hips are sinking. And we're going to start to take some butt kicks. So just lift and lower. Lift and lower. I know this looks really awkward, but just find your focus forward. Start to find your balance on one leg. Start to engage those hamstrings. Good. The next time the right foot is down and the left leg is back, we're going to step it back for our lunge. Good. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, feel that tailbone dropping down. Good. Rotate on that back foot, about 45 degrees. Inhale to lift your heart again. And exhale, fold the right shoulder inside of the right knee. Hands begin to lift up away from the hips. Careful your hips didn't shift to the right. We want to be in like warrior one with our hips. Allow the crown of the head to melt towards the floor and feel the strength of your legs and just that grace, that softness and opening in the upper body. Good. Staying down with the upper body, just release your hands. Release the bind, bring the hands to the inside of the right leg, and then we're going to imagine we're sweeping in the grass as we turn the left toes out, come into Skandasana on the left side towards the back of the mat. Good, big hip opener. And let's weave and wave ourselves back to the front of the mat. Find a nice low lunge, frame that front foot. On your exhale, try to kick the right foot towards the right glute and send it high for three-legged dog. Good. See if you can find length from the right hand to the right heel that's lifting high. Pressing into both shoulders evenly, begin to bend the right knee, open that right hip. Fight the urge to open the right shoulder today. Try to keep it where it is. So we're finding even more length from the right shoulder to the right hip. If we open the right shoulder, that space closes a little bit. Beautiful. Stay here or begin to let the right foot dangle over. We're going to flip our dog into a nice wild thing if you're ready, going for it. Otherwise, staying in three-legged dog, maybe you do some out and ins there. If you're in wild thing, just feel the length in the front body and the psoas and hip flexor, reaching to the front of the mat. One more breath in. Exhale to knit the ribs together, find three-legged dog, and we'll bring the right foot outside of the right hand for lizard lunge. Make your way there. Go ahead and turn those right toes out so that we can really sink our hips down today. Maybe you lift your heart. Maybe you bow forward. Awesome work. Come back to your breath. If you'd like to add on a quad stretch or maybe a twist here, go for it. When you're ready, coming back to center and making our way back into downward facing dog. Optional flow here, so maybe you ripple forward to plank, lower belly to cobra or chaturanga to upward facing dog. Exhale to lift the hips high and back. Beautiful. Inhale to look forward, bend the knees. Exhale, forward fold, relax the back of the neck. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to reach for the sky, hands kiss together. Exhale, elbows bend, we fold back down. Inhale, halfway lift, find your breath. Exhale to fold. Find strength in your feet as you rise back up. Exhale, fold back down. You've got it. One more round. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Root down to rise all the way back up. And this time we sink our hips low for chair, interlacing the weird way with your hands this time. Good, so we're in a nice incline with the upper body. We'll begin to find those little butt kicks, or hamstring curls, I should call them. I shouldn't call them butt kicks. I'm not actually kicking my butt with my heel. It's kind of hard, not this position. Good. The next time your right foot is kicking up, go ahead and stay rooted on the left foot as we step it back for a high lunge. Good. Pull the shoulders over the hips now, so we're aligning hips over shoulders, and feel that tailbone dropping down as the shoulders drop down. Good. Inhale to make space. On your exhale, we're going to rotate this right foot 45 degrees. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale, fold the left shoulder inside of the left knee. Humble warrior. The perfect blend of effort and ease here. Strength in the lower body. Grace and humility in the upper body. See if you can relax the crown of the head down so we're not holding any tension in the neck and shoulders. One more inhale. On your exhale, let your hands come inside of the left foot. Begin to turn the toes to the right as we sweep our arms back to the back edge of the mat for Skandasana. Here, see if you can try to bring your upper body up as you sink your weight into the right heel. Big stretch for the glutes and the inner thighs. Good, sweeping the mat back to the front, crawling our way into our nice low lunge, runner's lunge. Plant the hands here, big inhale to find length. Exhale, the left heel tries to kick the left glute, and inhale, three-legged dog. Press strongly through the left hand. Imagine there's a line from the left hand through the left side of your waist, all the way through that left hip flexor, lifting that left heel away from the left hand. Maybe you bend the left knee, then open up the left hip, and then square off the shoulders. So there's time and place for opening, but I like to see this spiral today. Stay here, or mindfully, careful if you don't have a lot of space, plant that left foot back behind. Open up to wild thing, so I'm on the ball of the left foot, my left knee is bent, and I'm reaching my upper body towards the front of the mat. Beautiful back bend. Allow the back body to be strong as the front body opens deeply. One more breath in. Exhale to knit the ribs back together. Find the floor with that left hand. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the left foot outside of the left hand, coming down into your lizard lunge. Good. See if you can roll the shoulders open for just a breath to find this little lift before, if you'd like to, bow down. Bow down. This side most certainly will feel different than the first side in the hips. It does for me. So just breathe into whatever is going on in the left and right sides. And maybe if it's your thing, if you'd like to, you can stay with just a twist here, or maybe you reach back for the quad stretch. Beautiful work. We're going to release it. And this time we're going to keep the left foot basically where it is and step the right foot up for Malasana Yogi Squat. Hands come to prayer. Bring the elbows inside of the knees. And as much as possible, see if you can ground those hips down and lift the heart up. Beautiful. Sliding the left shoulder towards the inside of the left knee, we're going to reach out at like a 45-degree angle with this left hand. Good. And then pulling back the right shoulder, maybe you lift the right arm up. Any pain in the low back, just back it off a little bit with that twist. Should be feeling this more in the mid back. Maybe you lift the hand up, maybe you bring it to the low back, or even bring the elbow inside of the right knee. Just make sure the right knee is pressing open. And slowly coming back to center. Beautiful. Find that little lift again in the heart. And then shimmying the right shoulder inside of the right knee. The right hand comes out 45 degrees. And we peel back on the left arm. Good. So use the right shoulder to press away from that right knee. Maybe you bring the back of the left hand to the low back. Maybe you use the left elbow to kind of just help that left knee open a little more. Sometimes when we twist, it kind of comes in. So beautiful. Inhale back to center. And mindfully coming back onto the hips. Shake the legs out. We'll take another boat pose here. So lean back on the hips. Finding one more boat pose to finish with our strength today. Option to bring the hands to heart and find a couple little bicycle twists. So maybe inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Let's do 3 more. Breaths. Last one. Beautiful. Another butterfly fold. Just make your way straight into it. Folding forward in your butterfly. And back up. Good. I like that butterfly stretch after boat just to release the hips. Let's take another forward fold. Coming into Paschimottanasana, lengthening those legs out. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale to fold forward, rounding through the spine. And then inhale, find length. So I'm pulling back with my shoulders. To inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold back down. 2 more like that. Inhale, lifting the heart, looking forward. Exhale, find more length as you fold. 1 more, inhale. And exhale, good. Find whatever variation works for you in the hands. And breathe deep into the back body. Slowly pressing yourself back up. Awesome work. We're going to take a little twist in our deer pose. So setting up for this, we want to have a 90 and 90 degrees, and then a 90 and 90 degrees. It kind of depends on this back one. Sometimes I like to bring it in more. But definitely this front one, we're going for a 90-degree angle. And the left hand is come to the right knee, and we're just going to take a little twist here. Good. Inhaling back to center, and a little counter twist, leaning back for a quad stretch. So I have my right leg in front. I don't think I said that. So I'm just pushing the left hip a little bit forward and then pulling my left shoulder back. Good. Come back up to center. This time we're going to fold over the front leg, getting a pigeon pose type stretch. If you'd like, you can slide the back leg into pigeon, but I really like to keep this 90-90 angle. It gets a little deeper than I can normally go in a regular pigeon pose, so a little more gentle on the knee, but definitely intense in the hip. So just send your breath down, enjoying the juicy hip stretch. One more deep breath here. And slowly press yourself back up. Before we go into the other side, we're going to take a little side bend towards this back leg. So the right arm reaches up. We find the length as we exhale to the side. Good. Inhale, pull that pinky back. And exhale, side bending a little deeper. Beautiful. Inhale back to center. You can swing your legs around. I'm actually just going to do a little switcheroo to face the back of my mat, whichever works for you. If you have sensitive knees, you might pad this back knee as well. Make sure the front foot is flexed, opposite hand to the front knee, finding your twist, finding nice and length through the spine as you breathe in, and exhaling to twist as you breathe out. One more deep breath like that. Good. Unwinding, taking a little counter twist, pushing this back hip forward and pulling the back shoulder back to get a little twist in the spine, as well as a nice opening in the front of this hip flexor. Find if I let this hip go back, it puts a lot of pressure on my knee. So if I push this hip forward, pull the shoulder back, flex the back foot, it is nice and safe. Good. Slowly push yourself back up and slowly folding forward. I forgot to mention on the first side that if this is too intense for you, a way to lessen the intensity is to walk the hands to the front, to diagonally over the front knee, and fold kind of diagonally. The closer we get our hands to the top of the mat this way, the more intense it is on the hip. And of course, you can lengthen the back leg out to pigeon as well. One more slow, deep breath, sending your inhale down to your belly. And slowly pressing yourself up. Taking our side bend before we go on to the next thing. So we're going to inhale, lift the left arm up. And exhale, side bend to that back knee. Making lots of space in the left side. Inhaling back to center. Good. Go ahead and shake your legs out. And grab any props that you might want for Shavasana. So maybe you have a blanket or a pillow for under your knees nearby. Or maybe just like a sweatshirt or some socks to cover up. We're just going to lengthen all the way down into Shavasana on our backs. We're going to go nice and slow today. So maybe you grab under the thighs or you do a little steeple grip. We're just going to slowly roll and try to roll through each vertebrae. The low back is super hard, so tuck that tailbone. Slowly lower. When you get there, reach the arms up overhead. Maybe you point and flex the feet or circle the wrists. And setting up for your final resting pose, if there's any final shapes you like to take on your back, feel free to take those. Listen to that calling that your body is saying. And when you're ready, finding a final relaxation pose. Allowing all the dust to settle here. So we created a lot of energy in the body and kind of stirred things up today. So let all of that kind of just settle back down here. As we rest our arms and legs, we breathe deeply into the torso. When you're ready, bringing your hands to your torso. Taking some belly breaths here. When you're ready, coming back to the room that you're in, finding some nice gentle movements in the body before rolling onto either side and pressing yourself up to a nice comfortable seat. Noticing how you feel after your practice today, and if you'd like, setting an intention for the rest of your day, bringing that intention to rest between the palms and heart center. And we'll finish with a deep breath together, inhaling in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. Thank you all for sharing your time with me, and I hope that I will see you back on the yoga mat